Hey guys, and welcome to what is going to be a weekly update series that I will be posting. This week we mainly did some rework stuff and then focused on UI elements. So as you can see now the screen, we have a little crosshair in the center of the screen and a health bar at the bottom of the screen that does both health and stamina. So what we have here is a pretty basic setup. It's, if you follow me on Minds, you know that I've had the concept art for this UI element in the past. That was mainly just like a Photoshop of a screen capture, and now we have something that works and is somewhat functional. The health bar is plugged in, but it's mainly for debugging purposes at the moment. We are just making sure that everything works as it's supposed to. So basically here, when you do basic attacks, we have really basic stamina reductions. So as you can see here, that bar depletes as you use these features. Sprinting will also, jumping will also reduce your stamina, and then your stamina will regenerate over time. We don't have this plugged in yet, but we're just mainly testing to make sure that the health bar is functioning as it's supposed to. We also have something for health, and this is just debug damage. Since we do not have enemy AI in yet, we just press the 1 key and it depletes the character's health. I mentioned here the crosshair in the center. So this is where we're going to get into how the combat's going to work a little bit here. So we have the crosshair, and this is sort of like your aiming feature function. While in free mode, when you're in focus mode, your enemy is highlighted, and now you have a new crosshair system. This is for the tri-directional combat system. So what we have here is a non-interactive version of what we are going to implement later, hopefully next week, where as you change your stance, this icon over the character will change depending on which stance you're in. So as you can see, we're in the high stance now. What I plan to do next week or in the future is have this little icon has 3 little arrows on the ends of the 3-horn art design. The top arrow in the high stance will be enlarged and kind of glow a specific color to signify you're in this stance. And then if you want to go into the orthodox stance, the right arrow, the bottom right arrow, will glow and enlarge. And then reverse, left arrow glow and enlarge. Pretty standard, pretty straightforward. And then we're going to have other arrows coming in from enemy attacks. So the enemy will have the similar attack system that you do. When focused on you, which most enemies will lock onto you pretty much instantly by design, they have a high stance, orthodox, and reverse stance just like you do, and have their own attack patterns. So when they do a high stance attack, you're going to get a little red arrow coming into the icon from above, and you need to parry in that direction. So not only will you be attacking directionally, you have to also parry directionally. If you do not parry in the correct direction, or you miss the timing, if you're too early, for instance, it'll register as a block, and you'll take block damage rather than a parry, which staggers your enemy and opens up for an attack. If you're too late and you miss the window to hit the parry, it's going to register as a hit because it won't enter block mode. So that's also a potential issue, and that's going to hurt. But yeah, we want this to be more interactive, but for right now, we have something that is functional and working and is blocked in. So when we go out, we got our crosshair back. We can go and change between targets a lot easier than we used to. It's pretty quick and it's pretty fast, and using the mouse you have pretty solid accuracy. With a keyboard I imagine it will be similar. For right now, changing your opponents is a simple matter of exiting focus mode and going back into focus mode. That may change if that is too much of a burden, but for right now I think it works really nicely, and I do not have a problem changing opponents quickly. It's as simple as exiting and entering focus mode, and you can snap back pretty quick. So I'm liking it. I think it's alright. Yeah, we got the health bar kind of functional, mainly for debugging and testing how to get the artwork to work nicely. It's a pretty fun and easy process. So those are the main updates this week. I also did some tweaks to the fur on Stinner's armor, so the wolves and the feathers coming out of his gauntlets are a little bit more visible and have a little bit higher detail, as well as the thatching in the roofs here. You can see the level of detail is improved, and it's also generally been reduced in poly count as well, without really sacrificing quality. If anything, I believe I improved the quality. So that's mainly what we got done this week. Fairly productive, I think. Again, a lot of this stuff is uncharted territory, so we're plowing through it, but yeah, really happy with how this is coming along and how smooth the UI and widget elements are coming together. Hopefully making it more interactive won't be too challenging, and we'll get there when we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But for now, we got something that is working for the most part, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this is turning out so far. Alright, I'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.